曾经苏州可是号称宇宙最强地级市。
Suzhou used to be known as the strongest medium-sized city in the universe. But look at it now. Because so many foreign-funded enterprises have left, moving to Southeast Asia, the whole situation has changed dramatically.
Look at this, it's all closed. See that? This was once a top spot, in a prime location, and now it's all closed. Look at that, all of it's closed. Back when it was booming, there was no place to park, and now it's all over. Here's Zhuguang Mall in Suzhou. It used to be one of the best malls in Suzhou, but now, not many customers around. Who knows how long they can hang on?
苏州常住人口1298万。
Suzhou's permanent population is 12.98 million, but the streets are empty. The tourist spots have no one. The malls are empty. The restaurants are empty. Office buildings, factories, and even the countryside. No one's around. Everywhere you see rental signs posted. Suzhou in Jiangsu province, known as the manufacturing capital of China, has long been home to many high-end foreign-funded manufacturing enterprises. But with the departure of many of these companies, the local economy has taken a big hit.
This shop has closed. This one's closed too. And this one here. All of them closed. Do you know where this is? It's in the core commercial area of Kunshan Street in Suzhou. If we talk about these shops 5 or 10 years ago, the rent and transfer fees were really high. So why are they all closed now?
In the comments section below a video, netizens lamented, "There was a time when Suzhou's Guanqian Street was crowded with pedestrians. Shili Mount was bustling with people. Pingjiang Road was lively. And Huayi High Street was busy with foot traffic. All the major shopping districts were packed. Now, the entire city of Suzhou has seen a dramatic drop in foot traffic. It's as though the people have disappeared overnight. It's said that the number of unemployed people in Suzhou has reached over 1 million. Frankly, if Suzhou is struggling, there's no place in China that can be considered wealthy."
非常恐怖啊。
It's terrifying. Look at this row of shops in Shangshan Garden. All of them are closed. This is far beyond what we imagined. This whole street, rows of shops all shut down, so many of them.
Now the situation in Suzhou is really strange. It's no longer the Suzhou we knew a few years ago. This year, it feels like every industry is facing tough times.
According to data released by the Suzhou Bureau of Statistics in February 2026, the city's GDP grew by 5.4% in 2025. Official reports emphasize steady industrial growth, a record high in total imports and exports, and a 4.2% increase in per capita disposable income. State media described this achievement as steady progress with quality improvements, claiming that the 14th five-year plan has been successfully completed. However, a closer look at the data reveals that fixed asset investment dropped by 6.5%. The overall consumer price level fell by 0.3%, and retail sales of consumer goods grew by only 2%. These indicators point to weak consumption and insufficient investment interest. Officially released statistical data paints a picture of economic prosperity, which contrasts sharply with the public's experience. The departure of foreign companies is not just an industrial issue, but also a significant disruption to the city's ecosystem. Industries that relied on factory workers, such as dining, accommodation, and retail, immediately lost their customer base, leading to a phenomenon of hollowing out. Anxiety and dissatisfaction has spread among the residents.
苏州现在的现状讲出来你可能都不信。
Talking about Suzhou's current situation, you probably won't believe it. Not only won't you believe it, but you might even feel like crying. Right now in Suzhou, the vegetable vendors are crying, the fruit vendors are crying, the breakfast vendors are crying, the late-night snack sellers are crying, even the beauty and hair salons are crying. The real estate agents are crying, the renovation businesses are crying, and the delivery drivers, even those driving for Didi, they are crying.
我在苏州生活了11年。
I've lived in Suzhou for 11 years, worked in finance for 10 years. Suzhou's thousands of small and medium-sized businesses are now struggling for survival. It's a scene I've never seen before, so miserable.
就没来冠前街了，发现这一片店几乎都倒了呀。
I haven't been to Guanqian Street in Suzhou for a long time. I noticed that nearly all the shops in this area are shut down. This used to be a busy place, but now there's no one around, and the shops are closed.
苏州仓街。
This is Chan Street in Suzhou. It's one of the high-end business areas in Suzhou. There are barely any people here. As I look around, I see a few delivery drivers and some staff members.
你们看看那这个苏州，
You see, Suzhou is almost empty. People are almost gone. There's no one left.
这是金门商市这个惨状。
This is the Jinmen Mall in Suzhou. Look at this sorry sight. It's all closed. It's all empty. The top 5 floors are even emptier.
完蛋了.
It's all over, really. The whole thing is a complete collapse. There's not a single store left in Huangtang Shopping Center on the 13th Road in Suzhou high-tech zone. Do you remember this? Look at it through my lens. The entire mall is deserted. Nearly all of it's shut down. Years ago, this was a huge commercial space, but now, 99% of the shops are empty. It's so grim that you wouldn't believe it.
以前昆山的台资企业非常多。
Before Kunshan had a lot of Taiwanese-funded enterprises, many workers came. In recent years, a lot of Taiwanese companies have pulled out, leading to a massive loss of population. People have scattered away. The situation in Kunshan serves as a microcosm of Suzhou's struggles, and it's even more evident. Not only are there shuttered stores on every street, but the streets are also filled with unemployed and homeless people. On April 6, a netizen filmed homeless people sleeping on the streets of Zonghua West Village, Suzhou. In Kunshan's Zonghua Garden West Village, dozens of people sleep on the streets every night. Young people, thinking they could earn money by working in places with higher GDP, found that most of Kunshan's factories had relocated to Vietnam and other Southeast Asian countries. With no jobs available, they were forced to sleep on the streets. A video uploaded by a netizen shows that Kunshan's streets have seen the emergence of figures similar to Sanhe gods, an internet term referring to the homeless people. During the day, they roam the streets, and at night, they sleep at the train station or on park benches. Some have been unable to find stable work for several months. This phenomenon is not an isolated case, but a chain reaction caused by the departure of Taiwanese enterprises, the disruption of industrial chains, and the contraction of consumption. A migrant worker from another region shared online that he came to Kunshan seeking opportunities, only to find that the industrial areas, once filled with recruitment ads, now have the doors tightly shut or are left with only sporadic job postings. After weeks of running around, he had little cash left and had to sleep at the train station, relying on free charging and tap water to get by. In just a few years, Kunshan, once a thriving manufacturing hub, is rapidly cooling down. People have unknowingly entered an era of economic depression. Kunshan, a city under Suzhou's jurisdiction, was once known as Little Taipei for its dense concentration of Taiwanese-funded enterprises. Electronics outsourcing, precision manufacturing, and export-oriented industries formed the backbone of the city's development. For decades, foreign investments and Taiwanese businesses flourished here, bringing employment opportunities, population influx, and consumption prosperity. However, from 2025 to 2026, with the acceleration of global supply chain de-risking, ongoing Sino-US strategic competition, the combined pressure of domestic business environment and cost pressures, as well as the expansion of the anti-espionage law, Taiwanese companies have accelerated the departure from Kunshan. The phenomenon of foreign-funded factories shutting down or relocating has become increasingly apparent. Many industrial parks, once bustling, now have vacant factories. The closure of factories has immediately released large-scale unemployment. In videos released by residents, a sense of confusion and helplessness about the future is often evident.
兄弟们，我现在所在的位置是江苏昆山。
Brothers, I'm now in Kunshan, Jiangsu. Just this month, another Taiwanese-funded factory has decided to pull out. 100 brother-branded S2D drilling centers have no work left.
这个地方你们熟悉吗？
Do you recognize this place? Do you know how many Taiwanese companies have left here? And how much longer the ones left can survive? Before 2020, Taiwanese companies in Kunshan were really amazing. 70% of the world's laptops were produced here. But in recent years, rents have gone up, employee wages have increased, raw material costs have risen, and environmental checks have become stricter. Many orders have moved to Vietnam. What used to be Kunshan speed is now the Kunshan difficulty. So many Taiwanese companies have been forced to move to Southeast Asia.
又一家台资厂选择了关停。
Another Taiwanese company chose to shut down, and that's the Yongji paint company behind me. This is Kunshan, which used to be a hub for Taiwanese factories, but in recent years, Taiwanese factories have been closing down and leaving one after another.
多少台湾同胞在昆山打拼呢？
How many Taiwanese compatriots are still struggling in Kunshan? I've been running a Taiwanese food store in Kunshan for over 10 years, and most of my customers were Taiwanese. In the past 30 years, Taiwanese companies made a significant contribution to Kunshan. Well-known companies like Foxconn and MyTax Syntax Group not only boosted Kunshan's GDP, but also created a lot of jobs and brought Taiwanese food culture here. Now, the number of Taiwanese customers is visibly smaller, and it's hard to do business. A woman in a video listed the 8 strange phenomena of Suzhou. Office workers collectively bringing their own lunch to save money. falling housing prices still unable to stimulate sales, university graduates immediately facing unemployment, rental signs posted everywhere in prime locations, more ride-hailing cars and passengers, shopping malls becoming desolate, office buildings becoming ghost buildings, and the growing number of delivery riders and fewer orders. She asks, what has happened to this city? Ordinary citizens on the streets are the first to feel the chill. On April 17th, Zhang Ailing, the female owner of a noodle shop in Suzhou, told media, "This year is much worse than before. We're just getting by. Several businesses around me have closed. Everyone is struggling. I have elderly parents and young children to support. I'm just trying to make ends meet. There are noticeably fewer people coming out to eat now, and many factories here have closed or moved away, so there are fewer people coming out to eat." Her experience is not unique to Suzhou. An intermediary, Zheng Pengfei, working at a job placement agency in Suzhou, said he comes into contact with many job seekers daily. He told reporters, "This year, many people have come to Suzhou looking for work, but many can't find jobs and have gone back home. Jobs are too hard to find this year. Either the wages are too low, or the factories don't want women, or they don't want men, or they don't want people with low education or older workers. Many people haven't found a job after a month, and they have no money left, even no place to stay. Some nearly starved on the streets," he said. "Now when looking for a job, you can't be too picky. You just have to find something as a temporary solution." A semiconductor engineer by the pseudonym Lin Zigang is from Anhui. He moved to Suzhou after experiencing divorce and unemployment. In just 2 days, he felt the disparity between expectation and reality. He said, "The average wage for regular labor is only around 7,000 to 8,000 yuan, and a 3,000 yuan monthly salary isn't rare. Parking costs me 50 yuan for one night. Renting a room without a private bathroom is 1,500 yuan per month. With a bathroom is 2,500 yuan. Even a simple meal costs over 30 yuan. Vegetable prices here are twice as expensive as in my hometown in Anhui." Suzhou's average income just doesn't support such high costs. The high cost of living, combined with stagnant income growth, has left many migrant workers and local residents feeling helpless. A financial trainer, Wei Ming, who has worked in enterprise planning for 7 years and assisted over 500 business owners with loans, frankly stated, "The economic situation here in Suzhou is much worse than before. It's really tough doing business in Suzhou now. Many business owners are losing sleep just over paying rent. Most people on the streets are tourists taking videos and photos, but real consumers are rare. Tourists ask about prices and then leave." He also mentioned that city management is strict, with frequent fines, and the overall economy is bad, making business really difficult. As early as 2018, reports pointed out that well-known foreign companies like Nike, Adidas, Philips, Nokia, Seagate, and Nitto Denko has successfully shut down or relocated. In 2024, Chinese media NetEase published a widespread article about the large-scale departure of foreign enterprises and the closure of more than 20,000 foreign-funded companies in Suzhou. The Suzhou government immediately denied the rumors, claiming that the number of foreign-funded enterprises has not decreased and it even increased compared to the previous year. However, the report pointed out that despite the official statistics showing no reduction in the number of foreign-funded companies, the actual foreign capital used in Suzhou in the first 10 months of the year was just over $5 billion, nearly a 25% decrease from the previous year. What's even more telling is that, despite official statistics showing an increase in both domestic and foreign enterprises, the consumption of office supplies has dropped by 40%, a phenomenon that cannot be explained by normal business logic. Professor Sun Guoxiang from Nanhua University's Department of International Affairs and Business analyzed the current economic situation in Suzhou and China's export-oriented economy. He believes that describing Suzhou's situation as collapsing overnight may not be accurate. A more fitting description would be that it is undergoing a structural slowdown under the pressure of external shocks and internal transformations. This is not just a problem for one city, but a concentrated reflection of the entire model under the changes in the international and domestic environment. Suzhou's export-oriented manufacturing model is directly impacted by external pressures amid the global supply chains reshaping. In the past, Suzhou relied on multinational enterprises' investments and orders, forming an export-driven industrial structure. As the Sino-US trade war escalates, multinational companies are no longer relying solely on China as a manufacturing base and are gradually dispersing their production capacity to Southeast Asia and India. Once orders shift and investment slows, it directly affects industrial output and the employment market. Professor Sun pointed out this external shock has eroded the past advantages of low cost, compressing corporate profit margins and limiting worker income growth. At the same time, internal pressures are also significant. With the collapse of China's real estate market, local governments' fiscal revenues have plummeted, limiting their ability to invest in infrastructure and public services. The accumulation of debt by local financing platforms and enterprises has made both governments and businesses more cautious in investment decisions. Even with a solid industrial base, Suzhou cannot solely rely on traditional investments to drive economic growth. Emerging industries have not yet formed enough scale to quickly fill the gap left by traditional manufacturing. In Professor Sun's view, Suzhou's situation reflects China's deeper structural economic issues. He said, "The growth model that relied on foreign investment and low-cost advantages is no longer sustainable, and the new growth drivers are not yet fully mature. China's economic slowdown, industrial restructuring, and employment pressures will become the norm in the near future."